Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly Shlog. I promise this week we're going to try to do a little more mechanical stuff and less just talking about alligators and birthdays, although we are very excited for all the birthday alligators that are probably on their way. It's going to be awesome. Zach got a Goldwing this weekend. He bought a 79 GL 1000. He is still currently struggling to get it onto the center stand by himself. Leandra had to come help with that, which is awesome. But first thing real fast before we get to the intro is if you look inside this engine on this DR, that right there, that's mud. That's mud. That is mud from this thing being underwater. The funny part is that this gentleman said that he laid it over in a puddle. I have a feeling it was bigger than just a puddle. Because it ruined everything in the motor. So that's awesome. Anyway, welcome to our weekly vlog where we show you all kinds of cool stuff about dirt bikes, and we have a ton of fun, and sometimes we even talk about alligators. Well, let's get after it. There's Leandra. She's the only one who's able to get the Goldwing onto the center stand. So, thank goodness for her and Zach's life. Otherwise, Zach would be pinned underneath the Goldwing, unable to move. The first thing on my lift, guys, is this RMZ 450 fuel-injected guy. Another shop here in town rebuilt it. I guess it's running okay, but not that great, and he thinks it's just the TPS throttle position sensor, so I'm going to try to do some adjustment on that by myself here. I don't have a computer to plug into this bike, so I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be, but I'm going to show you how we do it by sound, and I think we should be good if that's all that's wrong. So yeah, let me get some stuff out of the way and get it running. Alright guys, so I got it running and I fiddled with the TPS. I didn't film it, but there's no real reason to filming it. I'm not going to work on it. It idles alright, and then it runs okay up top, but it's this horrible miss in the middle, and I'm going to send it back to the customer and tell him to take it back to who did the work on the motor. I'm not exactly sure what all they did. I think it's all been rebuilt or something like that, but as a shop who every now and then either makes mistakes or doesn't get things quite right, I would much rather this thing come back to me who did the work and get to fix it than have some other shop do it and then talk bad about them or something like that. Because yeah, I don't know that they necessarily messed anything up, but they didn't finish the job or something. It could be fuel pump, could be something that I don't know, but yeah, that's what's going on here. So I'm just going to give him a ring. We're not going to charge him because it only took about 5 minutes to do that, and I'm just going to tell him to take it back to where it went, and give him the chance of making it right. Hey guys, real quick mail time since that Suzuki's out of here. Super excited about this. I was talking to Desert Unlimited on the Instagrams. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you do. Just at Highland Cycles, because I posted a thing about the Dango Light, and he said, "Hey, I would love for you to test one of my setups." I'm like, oh, absolutely. So he shipped it to me. This is not. This is just a demo. I got to send it back to him, so it's not like a free light. So he shipped it to me, and let's check out what's in the box. So first of all, he's obviously a good dirt bike guy because he sent a ton of stickers. Really happy about that. Also, packaging, really, 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 really nice. Little bag, already got his logo on it and everything. So let's check it out. That's really cool. All right, so we've got a Baja Designs light with a mount that has got basically a GoPro style mount, but I like it because it's got instead of just having it bolted straight to the GoPro mount, so you can twist it like this up and down, which is nice. One of the big things about mounts on lights is that if it's a sticky style like this thing, you clip it on and then you're locked in up and down, but this one can turn, which I really like that a lot. That's pretty cool. And then it looks like it's got some kind of plastic bushings in there, which is really, really sweet. I like that. And I have no idea which light this is from Baja Designs, but I bet it's super bright. He sent an amber lens, which is good for dust. And then here is their battery that they're running. Lithium ion battery pack. It's got them things in the, I don't know, 1200 milliamps at 5 volts, 12,000 milliamps at 5 volts, 6,000 milliamps at 12 volts. The things and the stuff, I don't know. Turn it on, turn it off, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Go ahead and plug it in like this. Let's turn it on. So the battery's on. That's pretty nice. Shows you the charge. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but it shows you the charge. So turn that on. And then you have the actual light button. Boom! There you go. That is real bright. That is super bright. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, that's super cool. Let's see what else comes in here. Charger, obviously. And then he's got his cords for lengthening it. So if you put this in your backpack, you can get it long enough. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. GoPro stickies for the helmet. I'm really amped about trying this thing out. So like I said, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be doing tests on these things. I'm actually going to have, I'm going to get my torch helmet light, this helmet light from Desert Unlimited, the Dango Designs helmet light, and a Task Racing helmet light. I'm going to set them all up and I'm going to run them and see which one runs the longest. So I'm going to do a whole series of helmet light tests on all 4 of those things. I got a Task one showing up. I've sold lots of Task helmet lights. I really like them a lot. And then we'll just test them all and see which one I like the best. And I think they're probably all going to fall in different realms. I mean, the Dango light I think is absolutely a just in case kind of light, just in case, because it's not bright enough to go fast. I can tell you that right now. But it is really light and really simple and really durable, so I think that's going to be good for that. This one seems like it's way more into being really, really bright, which is awesome. So this is going to be more for like going fast, same as the torch and the Task. So anyway, that's awesome. Let's get back to work. Hey guys, got a Sherco here on the lift, and it's not a modern trail bike. It's an actual Sherco trials bike. We don't see a lot of these. I didn't film what I did because I just cleaned the carburetor. It wasn't that big a deal, but pretty cool little bike. It's a 290, probably 2.9, which is, anyway, classic European weirdness, but yeah, pretty cool bike. Just thought I'd show you guys, also show you how compact a 290cc motor can be. It's got no power valve, no extra nothing. Tiny little radiator up here with a fan. If you guys like trials bikes, these are pretty cool. All trials bikes are kind of hard to find parts for around this part of the world. Shercos are probably even harder than gases, but yeah, anyway, pretty cool. Alright guys, back on the lift is this beautiful, super duper clean Husaberg. The reason it's back on the lift is that we are going to see if we can't fit his light from his KTM onto this fender setup. I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to, but we're going to see what we can do. I'm 99% sure it's just going to plug in, which is really cool. I'm going to show you kind of how that works. MotoMinded does a brilliant job with these plug and play lights. Let me kind of give you a tour here. So this is the light from MotoMinded. It's Baja Designs Squadron Sport light, but it's in their MotoMinded chassis. And really the cool thing is this little box right here. This is from Baja Designs, and it's a regulator, rectifier, and capacitor that basically allows an AC stator to produce DC power without adding a battery. So it's really cool. MotoMinded packages it up well, makes it all really super clean. So I like to be able to take this mask and put it on here without too much trouble. So what I'm going to start doing is take this headlight off real fast and see if we can't kind of make this work. Good thing is, since it's underneath here where you can't see it, we don't have to be super careful, and we can make them a little bit big. Boom! That actually looks perfect. So check this out, guys. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Pretty well centered. Looks good. Now we'll just use the rubber straps. But the cool thing is, since it's this MotoMinded thing, this should just plug into there. Boom, just like that. Now let's see. Oh, that's right. We're waiting on a battery, so I'm gonna have to kick it. One of the wires of the switch had come off, that's why I didn't just light right up, but that's going to work great. So now I think that looks awesome. Now what we need to do is cover this up and make that look better. That brace is a pretty nice thing, but I think we cover that up and it'll look good. Here's Leandra. Hi, Leandra. She still wants an alligator, people. You haven't gotten an alligator yet. She definitely wants an alligator named Kevin. Hopefully a girl alligator named Kevin. So if you guys can find one of those, let me know. What's that? A dwarf caiman. I say giant saltwater crocodile, but anyway. All right, guys. Next on the lift is this older 0809 Beta 525 RR, which is the KTM 525 motor. It's got electrical issues. I think that the stator is going south because it was working fine, battery's working fine, everything was starting to run great, and then battery quit starting it, and then it quit starting when it was hot. Then you let it cool off, kick it, and starts, and but the battery's still dead. So I believe the stator is taking a crap. I'm going to show you how to check that here in just a second. But I have to say a huge thank you to Kevin O'Loughlin, who sent me a birthday cake, and it's embarrassing what it says on it, but it's hilarious. Mr. O'Loughlin, there we go. Happy birthday, Influencer Morgan. And it's really for Zach also, who's just as much of an influencer as I am. He just doesn't play it up as good. Oh, look at him over there. So that cake's for Zach too. We're still waiting on Kevin the alligator. We expect that to be showing up soon. I'm hoping Kevin got us one of those too. Kevin O'Loughlin got us Kevin the alligator. That would be cool. So, all right, let's dig into this beta and see what we're looking for. All right, guys. So we got on this motor. These two wires are the AC circuit for lights, so don't need to worry about those. Those are working. Then we got a pickup coil, which is going to be these two wires, which is green and red. And then we have the exciter coil that makes the power 4 spark. So this tells it when to spark. This tells it, gives it power 4 spark. And that's red with a white tracer and black with a red tracer. So we'll start there, going on resistance. maybe. Except for my meter's not turning on. Alright, so we got a borrowed meter from Mr. Sheets. Going to check exciter coil first. Alright, so we got 14.4. And we'll check the pulsar is 98.3. That seems low to me. Now let's check them to ground. Make sure we don't have anything going to ground because we shouldn't. Alright, no shorts to ground, which is good. We'll check the lighting coil just to see what it's making. Alright, so it's just 1 ohm. Sounds about right. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and see if any power is going to the battery. You can see he's got a lot of things hooked up to the battery here. He's got a light and stuff, and so in this bike's old, it's got a lot of hours on it, so it could just be that it got hot and failed. So yeah, I'll plug everything back in, fire it up, see if it will if it's charged the battery at all. If not, then I'm 99.9% sure that stator's bad. I think I said that 98 ohms for a pulsar coil seems a little bit low, and then the exciter coil seems maybe a little bit low too, so could just have some breaking down of insulation, so they're now wires touching each other. Oh, also, by the way, guys, see those lights over there? That is our soon-to-be started test of all those different helmet lights for runtime. So we got the Dango Design, Desert Unlimited, Task Racing, and MotoMinded. So we're gonna plug all those things in here and just start them up and time them and see which one stops first and how long they each last. So anyway, check that out, separate video. All right, I'm gonna put this thing together, fire it up and see if it charges the battery at all. All right guys, so plugged it all back in, fired it up, so I didn't film it, but I tested the battery. It's 13.5 volts at the battery. So it's charging, regular rectifier's working, everything's good. So pretty sure that stator's no good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cover off and take a look at it physically with my eyes and see, but you know, it fires up and runs fine right now, but it's when it gets warm that it doesn't want to do anything, and that's usually what a stator does. So, but now I'm gonna start the filming of this thing over here. So, sorry guys, you're gonna have to watch that later on a different video, but I'm gonna get going on that, and then we'll check back in on this when I get the cover off. All right, guys. So I haven't got the cover off, but I already found something pretty interesting. If you look real close, right there, that yellowish wire is definitely burnt looking and broken. At least the insulation is broken. So, yeah, that's no good. So I'm still gonna take the cover off because if it's just that, that's fine. I kind of doubt it, but we could fix it. You know, the problem is it's right at that grommet. It makes it really kind of hard to fix and still keep it oil tight. But I have a feeling that that is actually causing the stator to burn up. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take it off. I'll show you guys what I find. All right, guys. So the stator actually doesn't look too terrible. Everything's kind of normal color. So it's hard to tell. This is, I believe, the exciter coil. This is the lighting stuff that actually was AC, but I remembered now that we actually made this into, we floated the ground. That's why this thing's kind of out here like this. And so we could pump all the normal AC lighting to the battery. Usually it used to have just a little bit of, it had two coils, one that went AC and one that went to the battery. Now we pumped all the battery because he's got that big LED headlight on it, so that's all good. That's why the battery's charging just fine. Although this insulation did break, which is kind of interesting right there, but that's all working good. But I think that that break right there doesn't help us. And then also, if we look over here, this is the pulsar coil or crank position sensor, and it is definitely, the wires are super brittle and the wrong color back in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get stator and pulsar coil and all that good stuff for him. We should be good to go. Yeah, and then the other thing is all these wires are like really brittle. So instead of I mean, I could probably try to like tie into them, replace them all, like, but I can't get into the housings of like the upholstery coil and things like that. So we'll just get all brand new stuff and it should be fine. Just gotta look up and see what that's gonna cost and where we're gonna get it. So anyway, problem solved. All right, guys. So I'm packaging up a thing to send out from our online store. If you guys haven't ever checked it out, we have mainly a bunch of free stuff over on our store. It's at Highland Cycles, or excuse me, it's at highland-cycles.com. A bunch of free ebooks, suspension guide, carburetor tuning guide, things like that. Anyway, but we also have a couple things for sale. We have some hats, some other stuff. But the thing, honestly, I think is the coolest. We haven't sold very many of them, but maybe this will help if I tell you guys about it. Is these things. So we have these maintenance books. They're really cool, I think, because they help you kind of organize what you're doing on your bike. So they got 4-stroke and 2-stroke. We'll talk about the 2-stroke because it's a better bike, right? So open it up. You know, it's got introduction, blah blah blah. It says kind of what we think timing is on when you should do a blitz service, and it'll show you what that is. Suspension service, top end, and tires, you know, whatever, chassis, bearing every year. So there you go. You open it up, and you can write the, you know, whatever bike you want, like, you know, whatever, T300, whatever. And then what you do is right here, you can put the hours that you're working on. So like if it's 25 hours on the bike, put that there. You're gonna check the brakes, air filter service, chain, wheel bearings check, anyway, whatever. It kind of just prompts you through these things, and then you can write notes as to what you did. Like, did you service the chassis, the clutch, or anything? Yes, I did, and write the notes down. Top end, what it did, suspension notes, like, you know, I went, you know, 15 clicks out from this. Tires, what you have, whether you change them or not. Anyway, it's got a whole bunch of pages. It's pretty cool. Just a nice way to keep track of things. 4-stroke has different timing on things like that. Anyway, I think they're pretty cool. They're $10 each. It really does help us out. If you guys want to buy those things, I'll ship them out to you, like this one, with a few stickers in there too. And yeah, if not, no worries. But all right, guys, next on my lift is this 2020 YZ250FX. We were doing fork seals, TBT, valves and everything like that last year. He's been riding it. I hadn't put a ton of hours on it because he's been super busy this year, but he's getting all that stuff sorted out and getting ready to get back on it. So yeah, we're going to service the front end, forks and all that. So I'm going to shoot an in-depth video about these forks specifically. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and check that out. But for the Shlog here, it's just going to be the highlights. So yeah, get the forks off and get after it. All right, guys, I want to show you something that's super frustrating and super easy to avoid if you have a motorcycle. If you take a look here at this sticker placement, you'll see it's still on the flat, the not tapered part of the fork, which is causing it to do this as I try to remove it. That's super annoying. All you have to do is move it up into this tapered part, and then it will clear and not get messed up. So now I'm gonna have to cut the bottom of that off, get it to where it's just on the taper, and slide it out. Fortunately, we're getting towards the end of that being good. I mean, well, not really. I guess it's not till March of 22, but so frustrating. So guys, if you're here in Colorado and you get the 2-single whatever, I know he's got, the problem is he's got his TBT sticker up here that says his settings. That's all right, just put it behind there. Or do like on mine, let me show you. And you buy these cool guy carbon wraps from Fly, and there you go. It comes off, do your thing, put it back on, boom. That's the way to do it. So anyway, sorry Garrett, but I'm messing up your stickers. All right guys, we've got them all cleaned up. I just want to show you again, I do this on all the forks I do, and I do it over by the parts washer for real, but I like to take a piece of red Scotch-Brite, wrap it around the fork tube, and then twist and go up like that, and then come back down. And what that does is it puts a super fine little like micro crosshatch in the chrome, which then helps hold a really thin film of oil, which then lets the seal slide up and down nice and smooth. So that's, in my opinion, very important. Some suspension guys will charge you extra for micro polishing. That's all they're doing most of the time. And so we don't charge anything extra because that's just part of the job here. So, all right, let's put these part back together, then we'll get to the cartridge. All right, guys, next on the lift is this 2021 300 XCW TPI. I just put a recluse in it. I didn't film it. I've got lots of recluse videos, so you guys can check those out. It went normally. Although I did notice the inner ring on the diaphragm damper clutch, the ring that has the 3 different sets of holes in it, is now cast and not billet, not machined, which is just one more thing. It's making me try to think that they're trying to cut costs on these things, which is a bummer, because usually when a company starts to do that, the quality starts to decline. They haven't yet. I mean, the bikes are still really amazing, but yeah, anyway, it's just an indication. So what I gotta do now is put some graphics on the thing. I think he's just trying to change the color up a little bit, make it a little more gray and black, because there's no numbers or anything. I'm not really sure, just a bunch of sponsors, but yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna do this really quick, so here, hang on. Boom, there we go, guys. Looks pretty good. It's I guess a Singe graphics. I don't know, I've not used those guys before, but it looks pretty nice. Turned out pretty good. He ordered graphics for like an SX or an XC, so it didn't come with number plate. It didn't come with, it came with a number plate graphic, but just the flat number plate, not this, so I can't make it work. But anyway, it's all good to go. Guys, that's the end of the week. For me, I am headed to Montana to go fishing with my dad and my brother. Pretty excited about that. So I'm going to sign off for the weekly Shlog. Zach's struggling away with the CRF 450. Oh man, he and Leandra are going to be here hammering away. I appreciate that very much. Guys, I hope that was awesome. I hope you liked the video. And as always, I hope that what we're doing here at Hound Cycles is inspiring you guys to get out and ride your dirt bikes!